another kind of, I don't know, flagship moment for me for Good Charlotte was being in Not Another Teen Movie. What was that like?
And that was before, like that was honestly before we had any hits or anything. That was
Oh,
really
was
early
it?
on. It was before TRL and anything like that. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
the movie's producer just happened to be friends with our manager and was like, "Hey, we need a
Oh,
band for a scene in the movie." And yeah, that was still like early on our first record, like before we had any hits. And
I thought
yeah,
that
so
was like years later for some
no,
reason.
no, it's like if you look, I think that came out in 2001, and like the Anthem and Lifestyles Rich and Famous didn't come out till 2002. So that movie was before all that. Just it was a
Okay.
friend of a friend got us hooked up, and they needed a band. And we were signed and stuff, and there was a little bit of a
Yeah.
buzz, but we weren't like a popular band. But it was cool, we got on set, and like Chris Evans was there, like Jamie Presley, right, and like a couple other
Hmm.
people who were names in the industry, and it was a cool experience. It was really cool. We showed up, we knocked it all out in one day. But that was definitely a moment like, oh shit, something's happened. Like we're in a movie now. Like, this
Yeah.
is crazy.
And that was a big movie. Do you feel like that did a lot for you?
Mm, I'm not sure. Maybe I think later as the band got bigger and people realized that was the band, like that maybe connected some dots for some people. But no, I think the biggest thing that did something for us was being in the Madden football game, like the video game.
Oh, okay.
Like people come to us all the time and be like, "Oh, what's your band?" I'm like, "Good Charlotte." And like, "Yo, Madden, the anthem." Like always, that was reaction for so long when people would be like, "What's your band?" So I think when I think about moments back then, that definitely was a big one. But I'm not sure. I feel like Teen Movie was a cool stepping stone, but like had it come a year later, it could have maybe been way bigger for us. But it was still fun.
Yeah. It's interesting how big games were as a marketing vehicle back then. And I don't get the sense that that was necessarily deliberate, but that was sort of at the moment in which video games became really, 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 truly mainstream. They weren't just
Sure.
for like dorks anymore, especially stuff like Madden and Need for Speed,
Tony
racing,
Hawk, I
sports
mean,
type
Tony Hawk
stuff.
music was crazy.
Yeah, that too. And then Guitar Hero after
Yeah.
that. Like there's so many bands that, that's how they broke, was through games.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it was huge for us. And I don't, like you said, they were like, "Hey, your song's going to be put in a football game." We're like, sweet,
All
having no
right.
idea like what a major impact it would. But yeah, no, I still see like in YouTube comments, like, "Yo, this reminds me of 2003 Madden," or something. Like still people relate Good Charlotte to like when they were playing that game back in the day.
Yeah, and people played those games for like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours.
Absolutely.
And think how many times they heard your song
Right.
just like drilled into their brain,
Imagine if
you
it was
know?
like streaming royalties every time they played the game, someone's got to work on that.
Yeah. So how did that work then? You get like some
Just a
like
licensing
paltry
fee. Yeah.
license.
Just
Yeah.
licensing fee. Yeah.